There is a free open source tool that does about 90% of what Cloud Code does, and on GitHub it has just passed it. This isn't some weekend project with 177,000 stars compared to 134 for Cloud Code, and over 10,000 of dev changes. The momentum is real. And I'll show you the 90% you will actually use, the basic interface and how to navigate around, different agents that work on separate branches, how to connect MCP to extended functionality, and a real application built with free AI model. Here it is working, a real prompt on the actual project, written live. Everything has been created with a free model that costs $0. So what is OpenCode? It's an open source version of Cloud Code. Think of it like a kitchen. OpenCode is the kitchen, the stove, the knives, everything you actually cook with. The AI model is the chef, the brain you bring in. Cloud Code comes with one chef, Anthropic. OpenCode lets you hire anyone. Claude, OpenAI, Google, or a free chef cooking right on your own machine. Same screen, you just pick your brain from the list. You might be wondering, is it identical to Cloud Code? No, Cloud Code is the polished official path. OpenCode trades a little polish for a total freedom, and the price can drop to $0 with the right configuration. It's got an MIT license, which means it's fully open, and you can use it, you can change it, you can ship it. Nobody can take it away or quietly raise the price. So now that you know the difference, let's get it running on your machine. There are several ways on how you can use OpenCode. You can use it inside terminal-based interface, desktop app, as an IDE extension, or in the browser. And you can use any of these terminal emulators to run it inside terminal. I'm personally using Bash, and it works pretty well, even though it's not on that list. And in order to install it, you can use the scale command, you can use the Node.js, npm, pnpm, yarn, or if you're on Mac, you can use the homebrew. And if you are on Windows, you can use git bash like myself. And it's also recommended to install the VSEL, which is the Windows subsystem for Linux, as it apparently provides better performance and compatibility with all the features. And you can also install it using Chocolately, Scoop, npm, mice, and Docker. Once installed, there is a good chance that automatically it will connect you to one of the free models. But in order to change the provider, you can click Connect, select one of the popular providers or select one from the list. Once selected, you will have to go to that provider website, generate API key, and paste it here. And we can see the list of available models here. So here we have recently used, all the free models available, as well as every single Claude model, which have been here by default. And if you connect to an extra provider using the API key, you should be able to unlock all the models that are available for that specific provider. In order to test the interaction with the currently selected model, I'm going to say, hi, what is 4 times 4? It works with OpenRouter via an API key, or can be routed to a local Ollama instance. However, on a free or local model, it will be slower and likely unsuitable for anything complex. And just like Cloud Code, it doesn't just chat. It can read, write, and run things inside the actual project. So here I have asked about the project technology stack, and we got the answer back in about 2 seconds. The whole reason why OpenCode is so special is that it allows you to pretty much connect any AI model. And even when it comes to free ones, there are 5 different options. However, if that is not enough, there are 2 other ways to go free. 1, a free cloud model through OpenRouter. No powerful computer required as everything runs in the cloud. 2, a model running locally on your own machine, fully offline. So if you don't know what OpenRouter is, it's a unified interface for LLM access. It has over 400 models for text, images, audio, video, and many more. And all you have to do is generate an API key, give it a name, set expiration, create, copy its value, paste it inside OpenCode, and you're pretty much good to go. So once the API key is created, you go /connect, find the OpenRouter on the list, and paste the API key inside that box. And if you prefer a fully local solution, then you can download Ollama for your respective operating system. This will allow you to browse and choose the model from this comprehensive list. And once you've made a choice of the model, you'd be able to copy its name, download it using Ollama, and load it either onto your CPU or GPU, depending on the machine that you are using. If you decide to go with OpenRouter, you don't need any additional hardware or GPU because everything runs in the cloud, so all you have to do is generate the API key and you're good to go. When it comes to Ollama, a good computer is required because you're trying to run the model locally, so you have to load it onto RAM or GPU. And inside OpenRouter, you can also hit rate limit on free models, and if that's the case, you will have to wait some time for them to reset. Inside Ollama, as long as everything runs locally, you'd be able to use it as much as you want because it runs on your own machine. Expect the response times to be longer. And always prefer to load AI model onto GPU when it comes to Ollama. Because if you do it on RAM, the response times compared to GPU will be anywhere from 3 to 5 times slower. Finally, don't expect any of these two approaches be more capable than flagship paid models. If you want absolute best, you will have to pay. The most important habit inside OpenCode is really just one loop. Plan, review, and build. And you can switch between plan and build using tab. If you request changes to an existing project during a plan mode, the agent will scan the current codebase. It will recommend approach based on its own understanding, but it will not apply any changes. This will give you a chance to review this approach, propose any changes based on your understanding, or switch to build mode and approve these changes, and only then they would get executed on the codebase. And if you have suddenly decided that you want to revert those changes, all you have to do is click at an initial request and click Revert Messages and File Changes. This will take you back to the screen where the initial prompt was. And if you want to save some time and pinpoint the agent at the location where to make the change, you can use @ to pass the file names, and this will save the agent time because it won't need to scan the whole codebase. And just like inside Cloud Code, sometimes when you try to plan a bigger feature inside the project, the agent will ask you clarifying questions to ensure that the planned solution is in line with what you really need. So when it comes to this example, we're trying to add additional provider to our chatbot as it currently only supports Gemini. So we need to answer the question about the provider strategy, the target providers, as well as the abstraction depth. You can also see how much context you have used here, as well as here. And if you ever need to compact the session, all you have to do is do /compact. This will trigger the compaction, but you will not lose all the understanding. So the command has took 10 seconds to execute, and we have managed to reduce the context from 9 to 2%. And we can also do /sessions if you want to switch between any other sessions that we have created in the past. And if we go back and do /new, this will start a brand new session. Master those commands and you're pretty much fluent. But now the real multiplier. Running several agents for a bug fix, test generation, and documentation, all working at the same time. And it's not one magic command. You simply have to open a second terminal and run OpenCode again. That's 2 sessions running at once. To stop them stepping on each other, give each agent a Git work tree, which is a separate feature branch with its own working directory. And if you want to see all the sessions inside the dashboard, consider this OpenCode multiplexer. It allows you to instantly see all your current sessions and attach to existing work, track agent status, sub-agents, and sessions that might need your attention, as well as start, kill existing ones without leaving the dashboard. So when is it worth it to actually run multiple agents? When you have work that is quite independent. You might have a ticket, for example, when you want to improve testing. And you might have another one where you try to investigate a bug. That's perfect, but anything where 2 agents would touch the same code, keep it to a single session, because even with work trees, merging 2 sets of conflicting changes, it's a headache in itself. Next, we're going to talk about the power features, the agent.md file, skills, and MCP. You can create the agents.md file by running the init command inside the project directory. This will scan all the files inside the repository. It might ask you some questions when the codebase cannot answer them, and that will create your agent.md file. But you want to keep it quite high level. Make sure there is an architecture, repo structure, project-specific conventions, setup quirks, as well as the build and test commands. Here is me running the init command inside one of my existing projects. So then if you create this file and push it to the repository, Each agent that will try to access this project will understand their architecture instantly. So next we have skills. Skill is just a sequence of events that you teach to OpenCode. You give it a name, and then it can be reused automatically forever. And you don't have to run the skills directly. Agent will load them automatically, and when a specific prompt or request matches a skill description, it will be run automatically. So for example, if you ask OpenCode to give you YouTube video ideas for a specific topic, it will automatically trigger the content ideas skill. And you can also force load a specific skill by mentioning its name inside the prompt. OpenCode looks for skills inside projects and all these 4 global locations. And as you can see, it includes one of the Claude locations, which means that it's also compatible with Cloud Code skills. And if we take a look at the best OpenCode skills, we can see there is quite a lot of overlap because a lot of those skills exist inside Cloud Code. But we have the superpower skill, which is full agentic software development. We have the Vercel React best practices, which is the rulebook for React and Next.js. We have the Anthropic skill creator, the front-end design, the MCP builder, the web app testing, as well as many others. MCP allows OpenCode to extend this functionality by connecting with outside tools like live documentation, database, or a browser. A typical configuration will have MCP as a top-level object, followed by the name of the server. Inside that server, there'll be some connection settings on how to access it, as well as the flag to enable and disable. This is quite useful because it allows you to enable or disable a server if you want to do it temporarily without removing it from the configuration. We can use the MCP list command to list all the MCP servers configured for OpenCode. And as you can see, it has scanned several locations or where these could be defined. And it has found one under .claude.mcp.json. So pretty sure it's also sharing the MCP settings with Cloud Code instance. And when it comes to the actual usage, CodeGraph is used to scan files inside the codebase. So the agent will most likely use it automatically when it needs to explore the codebase. And it will happen automatically, probably not on every prompt, because the agent will decide based on the task at hand. Now let's build something on a free model, something you might actually use. I'm going to build a Wi-Fi QR code generator. You type in your network name and password, and you will get a QR code back that anyone that comes to your house can scan and get online. So this is the prompt I'm going to use. Build a single-page application for the Wi-Fi QR generator with a field for a network name and a field for a password, and a button that will turn them into a scannable QR code. Ask me anything you're unsure about. And I'm going to execute this in plan mode and hit enter. So before we can fully generate the plan, we have 4 questions to answer. The save location, which is the project root. The authentication type, I'm just going to select VPA only. The design, minimal dark. Show password toggle, yes. Hit enter to submit. So the plan has been generated. We're going to be using a single index HTML file. We have some information about the layout, the QR format, as well as how it's going to handle edge cases. So in order to proceed, we have to switch to build, say yes. So the DeepSeek has finished generating the HTML file. It has completed in 19 seconds, and we haven't spent anything because everything was generated on a free model. So this is the page that we have managed to generate. Let's give it a quick test. Generate the QR code. And we have the QR code here, and we can also download it as an image. Now, if this was a bigger project, we might have to go back and forth a couple of times based on the feedback that we see on the page. But with this being a free model, I'm quite happy with what we've got on the very first try. If you compare that to the paid model, paid is still faster and sharper. But for the learning and side projects, the free ones can still be quite capable. And that's because switching models inside OpenCode is extremely easy. All you have to do is type in /models, select a different model, and you're good to go.